Hey guys, it's Tom from If This Car Could Talk. Dana and I are excited about bringing you a car we found quite a while ago. But because of various challenges faced by both the car owners and our schedule, we're finally able to bring it to you. Believe me, it was worth the wait. Gary, the car's current caretaker, has many interesting stories about this wonderful little Comet that his father bought new from the local dealer over 60 years ago. Join us as we bring you the full story today. Be sure to let us know in the comments what you think of this sweet little Comet. We appreciate everyone watching. Now, let's go for a ride.
Good morning, my name is Gary Senator, live in Peoria, Arizona. I have a 61 and a half Mercury or Comet S22. It wasn't called a Mercury until 1963. It's been in my family since new. My dad bought it my last year in high school. I bought it in August of 86 with 49,000 on it, and it's now got 64,000. Car has been garage kept its whole life. It was in Michigan the first 15 years of its life. In the winter, it was put away in a garage. It's never been wrecked. There's no rust in the car. It's pretty much all original, one repaint in 1987. So I drive it about 300 miles a year and do some car shows and things, and just a fun car to own, and it is going down in the family when every time my time comes. But anyhow, it's a rare car. There was 14,004 production run, and I believe I looked this up, it was 152nd one built. Car new, delivered, $2,250 delivered, tax and license. In that price, $10 extra for the backup lights and $10 for the white walls. Otherwise, the car, what you see in the video, is the way it is. And so I just keep it polished in the garage. I've had to replace the radiator. I couldn't say the original. Starter's still original, the alternator. The engine's a 170 cubic inch, 101 horse. That was the biggest engine they offered. Mercury didn't offer a V8 until 63, small 8. And it's a 3-speed on the column. And it runs great. Recently I did replace the carburetor. Looked for years to replace the old Holly carburetors. Were a real problem with them because the bowls would warp. And for this past Christmas, my kids found me a brand new NOS Carter carburetor, automatic choke, which is on the car now, and it just runs so fine. The upholstery's all original with exception of the driver's seat on the original material that was recovered. They took the passenger seat, took it apart and repadded it. The back seat hasn't been touched and new carpet. Otherwise, the interior is just the way it come off the showroom floor. My son-in-law used to be a stereo guy, and when I took the bucket seats out of the carpet, he built a radio CD into the glove box. The original radio is an AM transistor. They're very rare. It still works great. And back then on the radios, they had the civil defense marks on the radio, and if we were under attack, you'd go there and they'd tell you what to do. And most people today wouldn't know what that is. But I grew up with the car. I did drive it. When my dad brought it home, I probably had 40, 50 miles on it the first time. And then after that, my mom, we lived in a little town in Michigan, and it was a 2 square mile town. And she would take it out, go to the grocery store, go up to the bank, and come back, go in the garage. So my dad had a big machine shop, and we had other cars. I had hot rod Chevys, grew up on Woodward Avenue, and Michigan and everything. So had a good time with it. My aunt, her husband died, my uncle, and they had a 58 Chevy, which was way too big of a car for her in 1960. So my dad took her around and they saw a 60 Comet, which is the same color. They didn't have the bucket seat model, but straight front seats on them. So we bought that, and my dad just loved the color and loved the car. So when they brought this one out, this is a half-year model again, 61 and a half. That's when they brought out the S22, which I call it a super sport, but it's the bucket seat model with everything in it. It has 13-inch wheels on it. That's what they come with back then. Tires are hard to get, but I just put a new set of tires on it. And the car is just runs great, and had a great time with it over the years. Just all kinds of stories. Oh yeah, my mother had one, or my aunt had a Comet. My first car drove to college, things like that. And it's just so interesting to go to shows because it's a rare car. I've never, in all the years I've owned it, seen another S22 at a car show. I've seen a couple Comets, just the standards. And I go online, try to look, see how many they are. I can find maybe a dozen S22s. You cannot get body parts for them. Mechanical is the same as the Falcons and the Mustangs, all underneath, all the running gear and everything. But body parts, no way. You cannot find parts for that car. So, I baby it. I used to be more concerned about driving, somebody's going to hit it, but I take it out. I just enjoy it. I cruise in it. A few years back, I come home, it was in the summer from work, and I says to her, I said, "You want to go on a hot date?" She says, "Yeah." Well, it was like August. We got in the Comet, of course, it has 444 windows down, 40 miles an hour, But my wife and I grew up together in 6th grade. She used to race her dad's 57 wagon on Woodward. I had hot rod Chevys and things and stuff like that. But it was a good time growing up back there. And every other year I go back to the Woodward Dream Cruise. I've never taken the car back. But that's really a great show, the Woodward Dream Cruise, because they end up having 40, 50,000 cars from all over, even come from Australia. 1.5 million, 2 million people, goes through 9 cities, and that's a great party. That's about it, and I want to thank you guys.
See, I told you this was a great story with a very personable owner who still maintains the car with the utmost of respect and care. Thanks to our new friends Gary and his family for sharing the story with all of us. Be sure to tune in next week when we bring you a special Father's Day feature of a man who bought a 1972 Chevrolet C10 pickup and has since passed it down to his son. It has been reverently restored and modified to his taste. His dad would be very happy to know it's still being driven and enjoyed by his son and daughter-in-law. Until then, remember, please be careful out there.